Welcome to the Curling Champion Tour 2012 here in Wetzikon at the Women Tournament, ZO Tournament here in Switzerland. My name is Mark Staley. I'm hosting the game of Feltscher against Tirinzoni. Next to me is Renato Hechler, an expert. Hello, how are you?
Thanks, I'm fine. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this game today. These two Swiss teams that will battle each other quite some more times this season.
Yeah, I think they know each other very well. I mean, they have played, let's say, in the same team, so I think it will be a very interesting game on a strategy side that they know each other very well. Well, how they get into this quarterfinal, very interesting game yesterday. Maybe you have seen on Laula1.tv that Feltscher played against Storova. Actually, she lost that game, but because she had already 3 wins, she qualified for this quarterfinal. So, Renato, what do you think now? What will be the strategy of the teams? Because they know each other very well.
Well, looking at this end here, we haven't seen it from the very beginning. So obviously, these two stones behind the tee line, they assume that there went something a bit wrong in the beginning. I think both teams will start quite defensive, trying not to give up too many points, trying to get comfortable with the ice. It's probably the most important thing. In the very beginning, we heard players talking about what the speed of the ice is, what's going on with the stones. And I think this is going to be the first 2 ends, definitely, about getting to know the ice. And then at some point we might see some more risk-taking, but it's going to be quite interesting how these two, as you said, who know each other quite well, will play today.
So Feltscher plays with the yellow rocks and Team Tirinzoni is the blue rocks. So just we see now Mr. Neunschwander for a takeout. So they are sweeping a lot. It seems the curls a lot. So okay, she got the takeout.
Yeah, she rolls quite nice into the other corner, but definitely they still try to adjust to the ice. Definitely, yeah.
Okay, now Team Feltscher with the next takeout. Will be a hit and stay or hit and roll. What do you think?
Oh, they probably try to roll a bit to the inside. Getting close to the blue one. Now rolling out is not the goal, definitely. Like that, Tirinzoni can, as she shows now, easily draw to the house and the other side again. Trying to get some separation between the two stones to make a double takeout as difficult as possible. Tirinzoni has to hammer, so if she achieves to actually get the double or make the double as difficult as possible, it's quite a good chance in this end already to get the 2 points, which would be quite comfortable beginning.
Yeah, I mean 2 points is worth to write the end. If only 1 point, I think she would prefer a blank end.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's a good right here. I think they get used to the ice. They start to know how the weight is and how they have to play the stones. Always takes a couple of stones in the beginning to really get used to it.
So Another takeout. Nice stone, so Tirinzoni will right away go again on that one. This time it will be a hit and stay, or maybe she tries a little bit going on the right side, as they should be. The stones should be as far as much possible, right?
Exactly. Yeah. She will definitely try to roll out a bit. If she hits it straight, it's okay as well. Marlene Albrecht playing here, third of Team Tirinzoni.
So it's a kind of back-end takeout. Not that strong, right? But nicely executed.
Exactly,
Nice.
it's perfect that way. It's not too heavy, but it's enough.
Okay. Ja, 8 so. Gehen wir nochmal über rein?
Ja, gut.
Möglichst weit über rein.
So there will be an out-turn handle,
Später mal 8,5 gewesen.
Ja.
counter clock. And I think she tries again a bit, that the stone rolls a little bit into the left side, into the center.
Yeah, definitely. I think now it's difficult. It would be perfect if she could roll in front of the other blue stone in the house, but that will be difficult because they're more or less on the same height. So we will see what happens now. That's definitely not achieved the goal, because rolling out here leaves the opponent an easy draw. So you definitely want to make him hit, because that way Tirinzoni can get used to the weight, can get used to the ice. You don't want to let that.
Yeah. I mean, this was now kind of secure shot that at least she hit the takeout. And now Silvana Tirinzoni will try to just put a nice draw again on the 12 foot on the right side. What do you think?
Exactly, yeah. Yep. She will draw again, trying to get some separation between the two stones. And if she achieves that, she will definitely have a good chance to score the 2 here.
So they talk a bit, it will be over T.
I think they think it's a bit heavy already.
Yeah, I see.
Don't know if it stays. Nope.
Yeah.
So with that, it's clear. The chance for the 2's more or less gone.
Yeah.
It's an easy hit for the blank afterwards.
So in other words, just one stone can decide the whole end. So we thought maybe of 2 stones, and now it will be probably a blank end. Huh?
Yeah, definitely. That's how it is. It's a quite open game here. No guards around. So as soon as you have some guards around, things might change a bit. But that way, it's definitely easy. One miss and you lose the game on this level.
Sure. It was interesting yesterday to follow some games where they have already 5 stones in the first end. I mean, it was incredible. 5-0 after one end. It was kind of burden for the other team. And yeah, I mean, here is obvious that they know each other, so they control the game, and it will be a blank end, and both will be ready because they know the ice much better now in the second end.
Yeah, that's. I think if you take a 5, or if you get a 5 in the first end, for one team something went terribly wrong. That's what we saw here. Both teams don't take too many risks. So it's kind of difficult especially for the new teams on that level, to really get that right, because they're not used to this kind of curling where every miss actually means that the opponent will have a chance for a 2 or more.
Well, we got already the last rock of Silvana Tirinzoni. So what we have the conclusion, as we said, a blank end, 0-0, and what we have expected. Well, we were just talking about some teams. I mean, the whole tournament, there were 22 teams participating, and as you said, there were some young teams getting some experience in this tournament, and it was very interesting to see how those teams perform. At the end, the quarterfinal, we have now 8 teams participating, and this is true, these teams are very well experienced. So we have, before I would begin to talk about the 8 teams, let's have a short break.
So, ich bin nicht unterbrechen, aber ich kann noch.
So we are already back. I was saying about those 8 teams qualifying for the quarterfinal. So we're seeing now the game of Feltscher-Tirinzoni against Binia Feltscher-Bailey. Then on the other sheet is the Swiss team of Miriam Ott playing against Gaspari. And we have another game of the Russian team Sidirova against Driendl of Germany. And another Swiss team, the team of Michel Jecki against the German team of Andrea Schöpp. We will move in a short time to the other scoreboard. But now we concentrate again on the game of Tirinzoni against Feltscher. And we would do now present the players a little bit. So the lead is doing of the team Tirinzoni Sandra Gantenbein, 28 years old, and well, the start of curling is probably should be 1998 instead of 1198. Second is Esther Neuenschwander from a curling family, playing already a couple of years with the idol of Roger Federer. Third is Marlene Albrecht. This is very interesting because the season before she played with Binia Feltscher, so they know each other very well. And the skip, Silvana Tirinzoni, really experienced player, idol Nelson Mandela. So this is the team from Aarau, Switzerland, having Brian Chick as an experienced coach. And if you like to take a look into their homepage, the team www.teamtirinzoni.ch.
Here we've got lead of Feltscher-Bailey's team, Christina Urech, 28 years old, a designer of profession. Second in that team, Franziska Kaufmann from Grindelwald in the Swiss mountains, 24 years old. And Irene Shori playing third for Team Feltscher, 29 years old, and she, as you said, played third for Silvana Tirinzoni last year, so these two teams just swapped thirds. And here to skip Binia Feltscher, 34 years old, experienced in the Swiss curling scene, been around for quite some time already. She's leading that team into this game. www.flimsrepower.ch if you want to see more of that team. Go to their website, have a look at that. If you want to know more about the Curling Champions Tour events, there is also www.curlingchampionstour.org, where you can find all the information on the different Champions Tour events.
So back to the game. It's still 0-0. We are in the second end. I'm Mark Staley, hosting this very interesting game. Next to me is Renato Hechler. And maybe one more about Binja Feltscher, which is really long, already many years in this curling society, we can say. She played with Miriam Ott before, and as Miriam Ott is playing today as well. So it's possible that they could meet each other even in the final. But let's go back to this game. Second end. Still kind of open end in a way that we don't see many stones, many rocks in the house. So it's again kind of defensive game, right?
Yeah, definitely. Both teams still don't take any risk here, or not too much risk. We got one guard in the front, so that's already enough to get some stones behind it on this level. That one here a bit too heavy, going over the tee, but still there's no freeze here. So we see that both teams try to keep it open. Binja Feltscher asks for a hack weight takeout here, trying to roll behind the center guard.
So this is an out-turn handle, and seems it doesn't need that much curl. I think the rock keeps quite a long time on the outside.
Well, I think this is we see that here now. It goes quite straight. That's true. It's not a lot of curl here, but that might change with the game evolving. But of course, this is a big miss here.
Yeah. But as she said, the weight was correct. But I think just a nip on the outside, and we have a straight line, let's say, of the rock. Huh?
We see that as well here. Feltscher-Tirinzoni has the broom on the out of the forefoot, so it doesn't curl too much at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, we've seen outside a little bit of snow today. It's about neck 2 degrees when I arrived here. That might have an influence. The ice being a bit colder might be that it curls a bit less today.
So you found the way to the curling hall. It was not icy outside?
Well, the roads were a bit covered of snow, but it was okay. Got here safe.
Well,
no one on the road on this early Sunday morning.
So no one was on the road. It was great to have you here. Well, now she's trying to tap her yellow one. It will be a takeout. Kind of clearing.
It already achieves a lot, because she did not have many chances actually to do anything else, because she missed the first one in this situation. You cannot do anything else than opening up without taking too much of a risk.
Well, it seems that the team Feltscher got a little bit under pressure. There are already 3 blue rocks in the house. So she will aim for a double takeout. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. She tries to play the double takeout here. Hitting first win. Might even be a triple. I don't know. We don't have the overhead here, but we could draw, actually. If we have the overhead, we could draw on that. She tries to play the triple takeout. No drawing right now. We're still trying to get that done. But I think it's quite clear. She tries to hit the first one quite in the centre, even a bit on the quite straight actually, and then trying to get as much of the two behind as possible.
Well, they are sweeping very strong, because, nice double takeout.
We see the triple would have been possible if you if it doesn't curl that much. You would have a chance for that. But that way, it's already an achievement to the situation before.
Yeah, and now the yellow rock is shot, and actually is in a situation that it could still happen that by having the takeout, it would maybe hit even the blue one.
Well, I think that is not something Silvana will take the risk. I think she will definitely go for the safe side and roll to the right from this perspective.
So probably
she's experienced enough to know that.
Will hit on the right side of the yellow rock.
The only risk is that it rolls out. That's what might happen here, actually. Yep. Which again leaves an easy shot for Feltscher. She will probably try to blank this end too.
Yes, it looked before. There was a slight pressure for the team Feltscher, but now, it's, as you said, I think looks again like a blank end.
Yeah, but we see in the second, as well as in the first end, that Feltscher-Tirinzoni's team does have a bit of an advantage here. They definitely put more pressure on Binja Feltscher. And that definitely has to change in the next couple ends if Feltscher wants to have a chance here to score some points. They definitely have to get a bit better performance in the front end, especially.
So we got already to the last rock of Feltscher-Tirinzoni. They're playing quite fast, huh?
They're playing fast, but as well, it's the structure of the game that allows that. It's a lot of takeouts here, so as soon as we go into a more aggressive game, playing a bit more draws, that will change definitely.
Oh, well, now I think there's now one rock for blue. You think she was trying to do that?
No, I think she was trying to blank the end, but it curled a bit too much.
Okay, that means now the team Tirinzoni is leading 1-0. So the hammer goes now to Binja Feltscher, to the team Feltscher. This is interesting. 1-0 now. We have a new score. Maybe we could take a look on the other scoreboard. So on we have 3 other games. So we have here on seat number 3 Miriam Ott against the team of Kaspari. So it's 1-0. They are still in the second end. Then it comes to our game, as we have seen. Tirinzoni did the point, is 1-0. So here, this is interesting. The team of Sidorova already have 3 rocks in the second end. And the last game, where Andrea Schöpp plays against Michal Jecke, is 2-1 for Andrea, the German team of Andrea Schöpp. So what do you think before we see also just 3 rocks of Sidorova? Already a little bit under pressure, the other team, right?
Well, definitely. But I think on this sheet, the Russian team definitely has to show some performance in this on this weekend. This tournament basically is the last chance actually to practice before the European Championships in Karlstad starting on December 7th, so next weekend. So these teams here actually try to get some last practice, some last insights into their opponents' games as well. Many of the teams here, including Shop, the Russian team, then there's the Italian girls, the Swedish girls as well, Miriam Opt, of course, playing for Switzerland. They all play the Europeans in a week's time. So it was actually to be expected that the Russian girls will play quite strong here.
Well, the Russian had 5 games, so 5 wins, so they are really strong. And out of these 8 teams in the quarterfinals, there are 4 going to the European Championship next week, as you said, on the 7th of December. So as you mentioned, Miriam Ott, then there is Sidorova, then there's the Italian team of Gaspari and the German team of Andrea Schöpp. So all those 4 are now struggling now in this quarterfinal. But as you said, Sidorova looks very good. She had a very nice performance the last 5 games. And it seems that the young team from German team Driendl will have a big challenge against Sidorova.
I mean, it's a difficult game if you play against someone who's more or less a professional curler, which the Russian definitely are. They work quite hard for being in a good shape for Sochi in 2014.
Yeah, that is certainly the case. I mean, still here in Switzerland, in Germany, I think all of the players, they have still a job, working 80 or even 100%. So they have about 2 or 3 Russian teams going to Canada, going all over the world. Actually, they are never at home, but it's obvious that they prepare themselves very well for the Olympic Games in 2014. So this is certainly an advantage.
Yeah, I think they made quite some progress in the last years, definitely, especially at the women's side. But also now they're trying to get to a good level on the men's side as well. But we also have to say that in Switzerland as well as in other European countries, curling got more professional, and Swiss teams as well have to go to Canada once a season at least to get this experience, which these 2 teams, Tirinzoni and Feltscher, did as well. Feltscher didn't go to Canada, they went to China actually, but still they have to go abroad and get the international exposure to really put themselves on a new level and get the challenge to achieve the new level of play.
Well, this is true that the team Feltscher was in China at the Yichun International Tournament in November. So they got the 4th place, and it was really a nice experience, while the team Tirinzoni was doing very well in Canada, right?
Exactly. They were at 3 Bonspiels in Canada over the last month. So I think they were there for about 3 weeks and were in the semi-finals, I think, once or twice. I would have to look that up.
Well, at the Roger Masters of Curling in Brantford,
they were placed
third, right?
Yeah.
So they were in the... Yeah. I mean, those tournaments in Canada are really tough. I mean, here again we go into a country where we have professional curling players. So for the Swiss teams, it's probably the best experience facing those teams. I mean, just the purse of this Grand Slam tournament is over 50,000 Canadian dollars. So this is really an interesting tournament, not only by experience, let's say on an interesting side of the purse as well.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. It's about the money as well. Not only, but every team on this level tries to cover its cost to some extent. They were also, that's what you said, is the Rutgers Masters, where they lost the semi-final actually. In the Red Deer Curling Classic, they were placed 5th, so they lost the quarter-final. So 2 times the playoff out of 3 tournaments. This is not a bad performance, actually. I'm sure they would have expected it to be a bit better still. I think on the women's side, we can say that we definitely have 3 or 4 teams that can play on this level. We're not yet, beside Miriam Art, we're not yet at the point where we can say that they will be in the playoffs at most of the tournaments they play. But I think many of these teams have a good attitude towards practicing and towards improving their game. So they definitely try to put more effort in their curling career, which will pay out in the end, I think.
Well, those 4 teams or 3-4 teams you were mentioning, they are now actually in the quarterfinal. So those 2 we are seeing, and then there's, as you mentioned, Miriam Ott, and I would even add Michelle Jecki from Bern, which has a nice team. She played yesterday in the evening game against Team Gaspari and won that game. So this is a nice team too, coached by the mother. So this is certainly those 4 teams which have a nice perspective in this curling world. So here we are already on a 3rd position. So again, kind of take out defensive game. We have just 1 stone in the whole house. So what do you think is the next? I mean, this time Binja Feltscher has the hammer, last stone. What do you think she's gonna?
It doesn't really look like she's at least at this point of the game. It doesn't really look like that she's got a chance to score the 2. So if she doesn't get the 2, she will probably try to blank the end. And here we see again, this doesn't curl as much as expected. They're also talking about the stones. They try to find out which stone is acting in what way. Those stones are all a bit different, so if there is a big difference, you will definitely try to put that stone on a position where it doesn't really matter that much. And I think that was the question here again of the second of Team Feltscher, who asked what is with stone number 7. Might be that doesn't curl that much.
So in other words, it's allowed to change the stones. I mean, during the game, that you can say, let's say, stone number 7, which usually would, let's say, Binja Feltscher is actually her stones. Let's say stone number 7 or 8, she can change to the 1st or 2nd, right?
Definitely, yeah. You're free to change the stones among the positions. It's not a problem if you want to do that. You definitely have to have some experience to actually get to see these differences. They're not that big, but on this level of play, definitely there is some know-how around. These girls know how to judge the stones and where to put them in the lineup.
So now she will try, Binja Feltscher will try a nice come around draw. What do you think about 12 or 8 foot?
Yeah, she definitely tries to hit the 8 or 4 foot even, front 4. Trying to curl around there. Asking the players for directions, or actually the weight of what she has to play.
Zeg het Zielijn.
Oh, Carla.
Achtung.
Oh, gar niet.
So again, not that much curl, right?
It doesn't curl that much, and it seems to be a bit heavy here.
Well, just at the end, I saw maybe last meter, it was a nice curl, but okay, we still can see the yellow stone.
Yeah, it's not even about seeing it. I think it's behind the tee line, and that definitely isn't where you want to go. Feltscher-Tirinzoni will try to freeze on that. If she makes the freeze on that yellow stone in the back four, she will force Binja Feltscher actually to take one in this end and draw on top of the stone of Tirinzoni that's being played just now.
So it could be a freeze, or it could be a draw. I mean, you think she should put it right away next to the yellow rock?
Well, she definitely has to make sure that there is no way Feltscher can get the stone out without touching the yellow in the back.
Okay, this is what's happening now.
So this here
Okay, it
went well. It went well. I don't know if that was actually the goal of Tirinzoni, whether she wanted to do that, but probably she did not want to have to freeze and went for the hack weight to take out. So that way it was okay.
So now
it's always a risk if you don't make the freeze perfect. Definitely, there's a risk of getting the two.
So now definitely Binja Feltscher tries a takeout, because I see the ice. I mean, the ice is quite narrow, you know. So I think it will be a back weight takeout.
I think she even goes for the blank here. She probably plays a normal takeout and goes for the blank end. Not sure though.
Okay, so it was a kind of misunderstanding a bit between the fourth skip and the Y skip.
They weren't really on the same page, I think. But in the end, everything turned out well.
Well, maybe they had a different understanding. Maybe the third would like to ride one stone, while maybe Binja said, no, we want a blank end.
I think they talked about that before. I hope so on this level of play. I hope they talked about that before playing.
Well, they have some fun, we can see, so I think this is nice. Well, the third end is gone, so it was a blank end, so it's still 1-0 leading Team Tirinzoni. Means the hammer still is at Team Binja Feltscher. We're entering now the fourth end. Let's take a look about the other games. Well, Mirimot and the team of Gaspari is at 1-1 after two ends. So we are very fast in our game now. Here we are already the fourth end, beginning. Then team of Sidorova against Rindl is after two ends too. Still 3-0. And Michel Jecke against Andrea Schöpp is 3-2. Interesting now. See, they try with the last stone, riding all the time two rocks. I think this is interesting, and this is important to have at least two rocks when you have the last stone, right?
Oh, definitely. You don't want to take the one and lose the last stone advantage. That's for sure. You will try to get the deuce at least. That's what we've seen here as well. The chance for one was actually tried not to be pursued. Feltscher-Tirinzoni had to take a one, but as we saw just in the last end, Binja Feltscher blanked the last end.
So after four ends, we would like to invite you to pass us some questions, some comments on the email live@curlingchampionstour.org. org. If you feel to not maybe understanding what they are playing, or you have just any questions, just feel free. Renato and myself, we will be happy to answer any question.
Yeah, we also take criticism here.
Well, we are open for everything, right?
Exactly. So now we see Binja Feltscher trying to get some guards up in the game here. Christina Ulrich playing lead. Should play a guard now, a corner guard into the middle of the area between the hog line, that's the line we're crossing just now, and the house.
So maybe one word to the tournament of the ZO. We got once a question, what is the meaning of ZO? This is a newspaper as a sponsor, Zürcher Oberländer. You can see sometimes on the screen of the eyes. We are here in Wetzikon, which is around 30 kilometers far from Zurich. As Renato mentioned, we have snow this morning, so it's quite cool. Not only in the hall, it's cool outside. And there were 22 teams participating on Friday, Saturday, having 4 or 5 full round-robin rounds. And we are here now in the quarterfinal, facing 8 teams in the quarterfinal. Maybe we can go maybe on. That means at 11:30, just today, we're going to have the semi-final. I mean, out of these 8 teams, we're going to have 4 teams who will play again at 11:30. And this afternoon at 2:30, we have the final. Everything will be broadcast by Laola 1.tv. I'm Mark Staley, hosting with Renato Hechler. So, what do you think now? What's the next step? I mean, still takeout and open house, right?
It's quite interesting. Feltscher is now trying to put up some guards while Tirinzoni still doesn't take any risk and hits them all. Tries to clear everything. Doesn't want to have any stone laying around in front. So it's quite clear that Tirinzoni is waiting for Feltscher to make a mistake and take advantage of that, while Feltscher tries to put some pressure on here and to put some, or to create some chances to actually score the 2. So it's all about the guard, the corner guard, and whether you hit it or you go around this end.
Well, that gives us not much possibility to draw any situation, because it's quite easy to see that.
Yeah, not much drawing today, I think. But for both teams, it's about a lot of money and a lot of prestige as well. So they don't want to make any mistakes in this game. And also because they know each other quite well, they know that they cannot afford to do any mistake.
Well, talking about prize money, the first rank will get 6,000 Swiss franc, the second 3,000, third still 2,000. So it's very nice. I mean, we know all these expenses, what these teams they have for traveling around the world. So this is certainly nice to get this money, as well as you said, the experience in an international tournament here in Switzerland to play.
Yeah, as we said, it's for many teams this is preparation for the European Championship, and for some other it's about getting experience, getting some more games on their account, and also about covering some expenses with the prize money.
So this is now an out turn, handle, takeout, clearing.
It curls a bit much here. Still okay. Marlene Albrecht hit that as intended.
Kommst nach!
Ja. Geht sicher? Nee, oder?
So it happens that sometimes you play almost six rocks, more or less the same situation, like guard, take out, guard, take out.
In this kind of game, definitely, as long as there is none of these teams really wanting a lot of stones laying around, you will end up playing the same stone and the same situation over and over again. And that's where you see the experienced teams, they got the patience and the skills to actually still remain focused and just wait for their chances to score.
This is even a biter now. I mean, she will try to take them out, but at least now it's a possibility that maybe the blue rock after takeout maybe would stay in the house.
Might be, but I still think Silvana Tirinzoni tries to clear this away. She doesn't want to have anything laying around. But, of course, if it was actually a hit and roll to the middle, it would not be too bad either. So actually the goal, I think, with the way she played, the goal was that she stays in the house. I think they wanted it to curl a bit more and make the hit and roll to the middle, which would be a good idea, actually. You cover the middle. That way it rolled out, and you saw that they even swept it out themselves in the end, because they don't want to have anything lying around behind the tee line, which would give Feltscher an easy draw, but a difficult removal then again for Team Tirinzoni.
Well, she's trying now, kind of draw on that side, and keeping maybe the blue rock as a kind of protection. I mean, just put kind of small freeze on the blue one, right?
Exactly, yeah, that's what she tries to do. She tries to go in that corner with the hope that if Silvana Tirinzoni makes a mistake with her takeout, she might actually end up on this back blue. But what we see as well is that the blue in the back is quite far out, so you would actually assume that it's difficult to, if you freeze on the blue, you would probably not be biting the house.
Exactly.
Silvana Tirinzoni now just tries to clear the situation, hit the yellow stone on the outside and roll out herself.
Well, perfect. Blank house again.
Exactly, it's blanked, and I think the end will be blank in the end. Eventually here, that's going to be a run through. And we just heard Silvana Tirinzoni, who's not really sure about what happened to her stone, that it curled that much. I think she really tried to hit it on the outside, but in the end ended up hitting on the inside. So they're now discussing, and that's really important actually on this level. they're discussing on what went wrong with that stone, because they cannot afford actually to do these mistakes too many times here. They really have to make sure that they know how the ice works. And this is something we see with these two teams quite well. Both of these teams have a quite open and direct communication. And at least that's my opinion. I think communication is a really important part of this game. You're 4 players, you definitely have to communicate a lot, and there's a lot of impressions of how the game is, and everyone has a bit of a different view. Here we see our national development manager, so to say. I don't even know what his title is, but he's the guy that is responsible for all the elite curling in Switzerland now. Andreas Schwaller, being an elite curler for many years himself. So back to the communication, I think there's a lot of impressions every player has of the ice, of the stones, of the state every player is in, and you have to share these things to make sure everyone is on the same page in the game and keep the spirit up as well.
Well, we are now in the 5th end. We are in the 6th end.
It's the 5th, I think, isn't it?
I'm sorry, in the 5th end. It's still 1-0 for Tirinzoni, and Team Feltscher has the last rock, so nothing has changed so far. Yeah, I think coming back to the information, we have seen, and actually we are hearing all this information. The sweepers, they're saying something, then you have the skip seeing the direction, and this is very important to, let's say, filter this information to get this kind of perfect line of the stone.
Yeah, definitely. And what we see here now is interesting, because Silvana Tirinzoni now placed the centre guard, so she definitely wants to attack on this end. She wants to steal points here, which is totally different to what we've seen before, where she cleared everything away. I'm not really sure about the first stones in the last end again. Maybe they didn't end up where they were supposed to be, so that's the reason. You see, with the first 2 stones, the end is more or less decided in its evolution. If it's an aggressive end where everyone tries to score, or if it's an end that ends up being takeouts and blanks.
Well, then definitely we're going to see some more rocks in the house, which is nice. Sometimes curling is called the chess on ice, so it's certainly interesting to have different strategies in the house. So this, as you said now, things have changed, and Team Feltscher is trying to do a come-around draw as well.
Yeah, the one that's just been played by Sandra Gantenbein was actually too heavy, being in the back 4. That should have been in the front 4. Front 4 foot, sorry. That's the dark circle in the middle. The blue circle we see here.
Oh, this is now...
Well, this one is too light and not even ending up in the house, which is a big miss as well. This is a good chance for Tirinzoni if she makes these draw to the 4 foot partially covered. It's going to be tough for Binja Feltscher.
It's interesting to see just already the first stones, and the skip completely has to change now the strategy of the team, because now this stone is should be in the house, it is now a guard. So suddenly the whole strategy has changed now for Binja, right?
I think that's the risk you take, and this one is heavy, by the way. It's gonna be far behind the tee.
Well,
but what you said is definitely true. But that's the risk you take when you go for this kind of attacking game. If you play that game, you take the risk of being in a situation where you actually face the risk of a 2. We see both teams struggling a bit with the weight here. I think it's normal. They play 4 ends of takeout mainly, so it's kind of foreseeable that they will have difficulties to draw perfectly.
So now it's very interesting because they have 2 possibilities: either to clean the 2 guards, or now I think they decided to tap her own yellow rock just slightly, that the yellow rock will slightly move into the house. I think that is what they have decided.
Exactly, they played a tap back here. The other possibility would have been to play the come around on the other side, actually. And this one's ending up on the blue, and this is a big miss again.
Yeah. Well, not even. I think it would not even have the weight.
No, it's short, it's light, and therefore it curls a bit more, giving again a chance to Marlon Albrecht. It is, I think. That's playing now, or it's still?
I think it's still.
Still Esther Nijnswander here.
Esther, yeah.
Still Esther playing the come around, or trying to play the come around here. And she actually has the second chance now to play that exactly same shot. So we would expect her to end up a bit lighter than before and hitting the forefoot perfectly.
Here again, just a slight hit on the yellow one, because it would be a perfect draw around.
Yeah, I think the weight was a bit light in the beginning, and they had to sweep it really hard to get the line straight. And in the end, it curled a bit too much, yeah.
So Binja Feltscher is checking if she's is it possible to tap again her yellow.
Yeah, what we see here as well. I don't know if we can draw on this. If our technicians let us draw on this, I'm not very sure about that, but I don't think so.
So.
There is quite some risks in this situation. Here we go, we could draw here. Because actually this blue stone over here still faces or is a threat to Binja Feltscher while she tries to hit the takeout and actually remove the 2 blues here.
Fist! Fist! Fist!
That one ends up being quite good. Wasn't planned that way, but that's okay.
Plan B.
What I actually tried to show is the 2 blue on the left now. There was 1 blue only before. That is, even though it was a miss of Feltscher-Tirinzoni's team, because it was too short, it still is a threat to Binja Feltscher, because they could easily prolong it and promote it to the middle of the circles. So they had to do something about it.
Yeah, because these center guards, they are really dangerous. Now we see the situation looks different now. 3, almost 4 blue rocks now in the house, and I think what Binja Feltscher is trying to see is now how to get rid of those 2 blue rocks which are in the front of the house, because this is really heavy, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, what she would like to do actually is maybe to take one of the back blue stones with her, while removing those 2 blue in the front of the rings. The 2 blue in the front of the rings definitely are in the way to the middle of the house, and she definitely wants to keep everything open. She's got that center guard where she could draw behind, but she wants to keep both sides open too. And that one curls too much, definitely.
Yeah, just one. This is not what they try to do.
We see again here, Feltscher-Tirinzoni now asks for the draw behind the centre guard. And this is the risk you face when you take when you miss one or two stones here. Suddenly you're in a really bad situation.
Yeah, it was actually from the beginning that all the yellow rocks didn't get to the target. I mean, all of them.
There was once again, we've seen that in the first two ends. Let's wait for that here. Curls a bit too much. But also this one here, it's still two possibilities to promote them to the 4 foot or even the center of the rings. So definitely a threat to Binja Feltscher. What I wanted to say is we saw that in the first two ends that Binja Feltscher took some risks and didn't really achieve to get into a good situation. And here again they're under big pressure. A lot of blue stones around, and they really have to do something about this now. What they try to do now is hit the blue one and roll into the inside of the rings to make sure that they have a stone in there when Binja Feltscher is about to play.
So, as you said, hit and roll, but keeps outside.
It's on the outside, and now this is the big difficulty, right? If you don't roll inside, now again Silvana has a big chance here to promote one of her blue stones, the right one we see there, to the middle of the rings, and then you're covered behind 3 guards, which makes it really tough for Binja Feltscher then to get into a good position.
Yeah, I think this is a very important end. I mean, Binja Feltscher is now really under pressure, and though she has the last rock, but it will be. Sometimes it's saying that there's a lot of psychology in the game too. You know, I mean, she has a pressure that she needs to bring this rock. As I believe with the team Tirinzoni would get 3 blue rocks is already a heavy burden now.
Yeah, being down 1 is okay, being down 2 is okay, but being down 4 would definitely be a big challenge to get back. But this one curls a bit too much. They would have liked it to curl a bit less and hit the blue on the outside, but also like that, it's not open, it's not totally open, so there's no way Binja Feltscher can actually roll to the middle with a takeout.
Well, what are the possibilities now?
It's quite difficult now for Binja Feltscher because she's facing the risk of that one being promoted to the middle, or even that one again. So what she tries now is she hasn't really decided.
Well, still discussing.
There's a couple of the possibilities. You can open up the sides and play the takeout on this one here, trying to open up the whole thing. But I think she decided now to hit that yellow one in front here and open up the whole thing a bit. Maybe taking the blue one with her, going back here, just opening up the whole way, because she's got the last rock in this end, and she definitely wants to give her some option, to give herself some options to score in this end. She's facing a lot of pressure, so she definitely has to create something.
Well, maybe her yellow rock or any yellow rock maybe stays in the house, but I agree absolutely that there must be an action now of takeout.
Well, the problem is that both sides actually are close. She cannot draw to the 4-foot directly because both sides are closed.
I think she just likes to.
She actually only promotes her yellow one.
Oh yeah, not too bad. Second.
Well, I would have loved it to be shot rock after this stone. That would relieve a bit of pressure here.
Yeah.
Feltscher-Tirinzoni still can promote the blue stone we
Okay,
see
I
on the
think
left-hand side here. She would really need to be shot rock after this promotion, Binja Feltscher.
But
it's probably a good decision in this state of the game where opening up the whole thing is very difficult. So the promotion is definitely an understandable decision.
I'm not sure if now Silvana is just. Oh, no, it's
I think it's a promotion here.
promotion, yeah.
The other possibility, the guard, would be really dangerous here because if you play the guard, one doesn't curl that much, huh?
Yeah.
If you play the guard, you only have one shot rock, I think. It would be easy for Binja Feltscher to actually get something into the house. So you definitely would want a second shot rock here.
So here again now, what is the idea now?
Well, I think there's two possibilities. Either you go straight for the one that's a draw around everything into the 8-foot. She can actually prolong her yellow one, exactly, the one she shows now. She can tap that. And the third one is she tries, what she probably tries now is the hack weight, or a bit less even, only backline white stone to hit the yellow one only a wee bit and get two stones into the house. So she just said that she's going to play back 8 white, so to the back of the house, and tries to hit the yellow stone in the house only slightly to get both stones a bit closer to the center.
Back!
Sicher 4.
Backline!
Bis 5.
Tia! Ja!
That one curls a lot, and you can definitely not afford hitting the guard here.
Well,
That's exactly what she tried to do, and it's a bit too heavy for that, actually. The yellow is rolling a bit too far. The idea is great, and the execution is really good as well. It's a bit too heavy, and that's what happens. You don't have a lot of space there as well, huh? We see that.
well, really beautiful because it was just like a port to go through the blue and the yellow, and now let's say it was just a kind of weight questions, as you said. I mean, it could be 2 as well, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit too heavy, and well played. You don't have a lot of space there,
So
and under this pressure, it's definitely not easy to play that stone.
we have a new score. Now it's 1-1. It looks a bit like a soccer game now, and means that now the team Tirinzoni has the last rock. 1-1. Let's maybe move to the scoreboard. I just saw before, I think Ott and Gaspari is 2-2.
Here we go. That's it. Yeah.
Yep. So everything open. They share the stones, let's say.
Yeah. They
Fourth
got
and
Ones only here.
So
Single
here is
points.
now 1-1, fifth end. We are going into the sixth. Team Sidorova against Rindl is 4-2.
In the sixth end as well.
Yep. And Michaliecki against Andrea Schöpp. Well, 3-2 going into the sixth as well. So more or less still very open.
Still very open, definitely. A lot to happen in this game. Sixth end here, we see it's more or less halfway through. And 2 more ends to play afterwards. And it's going to be the same here. We saw that in the last end. There was quite a lot of stones in play compared to what we've seen before.
Fest! Zie immer noch! Nur dort! Und da, fest! Zie! Jetzt du!
Was a very interesting end before. I mean, we have seen many possibilities and a great shot by Binja Feltscher at the end. I mean, really nice. Very difficult to play.
Yep. I mean, in this end already now, we got 2 stones in play, and they actually show quite some potential for an interesting end. There was a bit of a miss of Sandra Gantenbein. She tried actually to come around this center guard and curled a bit too much. So they end up with 2 guards here. And Christina Ulrich plays another center guard here. And that seems to be an interesting constellation.
Well, it's nice to see now. I think already a first come around draw by the team Tirinzoni.
Länge ist okay. Platz habt ihr. Fehlplatz. Schöner lang, schau.
Jetzt nur Länge.
Warte.
Nur Länge.
Ja,
Warte, was geht.
Warte. Oh. Warte.
Jetzt kommt er. Warte. Aber das Spiel 6 ist 6.
Gut.
Nice shot.
Nice shot. It's a bit too heavy and didn't curl enough. It's just behind the tee line and only partially covered by the guard, so they would have loved it to be a bit lighter, ending up in the front 4 and also curling a bit more. But these minor things actually make the game a bit interesting, don't they?
Definitely. So Franziska Kaufmann has a second tries now to hit this blue one. Well done. I mean, she would try a hit and roll, but it's not easy because the curl was not enough. I mean,
Yeah, we've seen that side doesn't curl that much, so both teams struggle a bit with that. But Feltscher-Tirinzoni gets another chance to get behind the guards and into the center of the rings. That's actually a big challenge now between the 2 teams. Who's going behind the guards first?
Bord! Ja, Bord. Nur Butze. 11,5.
Nein, nicht. Fest, jetzt. Okay, gut.
As the 9 runner played that stone here, and it didn't curl that much, not as much as they wanted it to.
12, wie vorher.
Kannst gleich kommen.
Franziska Kaufmann trying to do the same and finally roll behind these guards.
11,5. Oh, weg schnell. 11,5.
That one starts to curl a bit now.
Fest, zieh.
well, very beautiful.
Sehr schön. 11,4.
That's good. That's the first one that's really covered, I think. So Silvana Tirinzoni now is forced to open up the house and probably tries to hit it directly, so hit the two yellow ones that are behind each other now.
Well, Sivana has to hammer the last rock, so it's open. Obviously, she likes to have a clear house. So
yeah, I think she only goes for the clearing here. She doesn't take the back yellow with her in that shot.
Well, we are here in the quarterfinal of the game of Tirinzoni against Feltscher. I'm Mark and Renato hosting the game. Very interesting game, 1-1. And she's just trying now to do a kind of double takeover, but it didn't work out because it touches even her blue rock on the top.
Yeah, it's definitely something you don't want to see happening. There is a lot of space to actually hit the yellow one, and that one just curled way too much. I don't know if it's been the player Esther who actually released the stone a bit too narrow, or if it was the ice. We don't know, but the outcome is clear. Putting Feltscher in a good position here. Irene Shori playing third for Binja Feltscher. Trying to play the guard.
Well, momentum has changed a little bit now. We have more yellow rocks in the house, or let's say in front of the house, so puts a bit pressure on the team Tirinzoni, because now it's nicely closed, and she will try again to clear the front guards.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's not too much pressure yet. It's still in a phase where a lot can happen. It's only one stone in a house, but definitely Silvana Tirinzoni has to get rid of these stones, and Marlene Albrecht will try to do so.
Well, the idea of clearing means that the blue rock would get away too. Now he's still there, so
I think they even tried to hit it on the outside. That they wanted to the yellow guard that's still there actually to move too. So they did not achieve that goal. Definitely, that is not what they wanted, because that gives another option to Irene Shori here to play another guard.
So you would agree, if as far as the front guard, let's say, this is roughly maybe 3.5-4 meters far from the shot, is more difficult to hit, let's say, the double takeout.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, double takeout on the shot stone here would be quite tough, and I don't think that they aim for that. I think they really try to remove two guards at once. If they by accident actually hit the back shot rock, that's okay. But the problem there is yeah, the problem there is if you go directly for the shot rock, you stay with your guard in the front as well. So the shooter would stay, and you would not be able, if there is a miss in the back, you would not be able to remove the guard. Still a guard around, and that's again not really what they try to do. They want to remove both stones actually.
Well, and this guard is nicely. I mean, she's really in the line of the shot. So what they try to put another guard, a center guard, which is certainly very nice, to put this guard just in front of the house, in a next stone maybe to tap it. So all advantage for the moment on Team Feltscher.
Exactly, yeah. They try to place a guard close to the house,
Nehmen wir es aber auch nicht an.
in the middle of the rink, close to the center line.
Ist mir ein bisschen weniger.
What they want to do is actually close that path to the middle of the house. Make sure that it's as difficult as possible for Feltscher-Tirinzoni to actually get a shot rock into the house.
Mit die zwei.
Er denkt
Ja,
genug.
vier richtig. Zwei.
Bis 12.
Mit die. Ja, mit die. Richtig. Richtig. Fisch. Zieh. Oh.
Ja.
Ja, extrem.
That's the center guard. It's not as close as they would have loved it to be, but it's good. It's good. Still gives some room for Feltscher-Tirinzoni to draw around, actually.
Also es ist da schon ein bisschen räucher auf der anderen Seite.
So Silvana tries the, let's say, double takeout.
No. I think Silvana tries to draw into the house around this guard just being played. That's the reason Binja Feltscher actually wanted to have this guard a bit closer to the house. But I'm not really sure. I didn't hear what they decided.
I think she indicated before to put the rock into the house, but seeing what ice she's giving, it's a little bit.
I think that's a draw weight.
Yeah.
They're going to draw around
Richtig ist
this
gut, ja!
center guard,
5, 8, ja!
trying to end up in
Richtig!
the front four.
Fest! Ja! Tier! Fest! Sandler, raus!
And it already hits the guard. Huh?
Raus! Noch ein.
Anyway, I think it was. I'm not sure if the rock would go into the house.
I think the weight would have been more or less okay. I'm not really sure we will never find out probably, but the problem now is that she's actually in line with the shot rock. So she's guarding the shot rock with her own. So she has no option there to have a kind of a takeout in the end. And at the same time, leaves Binja Feltscher the option to place the guard again.
Einfach Centerline.
So if she's on the central line here, it's going to be really tough to score a point here for Feltscher-Tirinzoni, even though she's got a last rock advantage.
Wenn nachkommt, ist okay. Wenn in die Linie vom Blauen kommt, aber ich glaube.
So she wants just a center guard. She doesn't want that the rock would have a bite, something like that. Just a center guard.
Well, I think if there is a bite, she'd take it, but you always have to risk them for Feltscher-Tirinzoni offering a double takeout if you're too close. So you'd rather have a guard in the middle of the between the house and the hog line. Rather have it there than too close to the house.
Okay.
Also hast du zum Einspielen, hast du mehr Platz?
So they try to go again.
I think they're not really sure what they want to do. They got two options again. They can draw into the house as they tried before, but I think Silvana's not really sure about the weight there. So she's looking at this race takeout,
Well,
which is not easy as well.
Difficult, right? So in other words, she hits her own rock on the left side, that the blue rock goes on the right into the shot.
Exactly.
You can see very well.
Oh, dat is vies.
Well, as it came out, it was too much outside, so the blue rock didn't go inside. So it's a kind of one stolen rock for Team Feltscher, leading now 2-1. Team Tirinzoni having the last stone here on the replay. It just passes. There was even a slight possibility that it would touch the yellow rock and then go to the yellow rock.
Yeah, that would be really lucky then. I think you would not plan for that. But yeah, there was the possibility, definitely.
Yeah.
I think ending up with that one stolen stone, it's not that bad actually. It's we've seen an interesting game, good fight for that 1 point. But still, the game is still very open. It's 1 point difference. Still all open in the last two ends here.
So you're now live on Laola1.tv on the game of Feltscher against Tirinzoni at the women tournament in Wetzikon. Let's move quick to the scoreboard. Looking what the other teams are doing.
I think we don't have the scoreboards here right now, but we see that game changing back. Here we go.
Okay. So there's a stolen stone from Miriam Otto, leading now 3-2, going into the sixth end. Ours already now having the seventh end. The team Sidorova of Russia against Drindl. Well, this is already 6-2. Quite heavy now for the German team. And here, well, 3-3. Very interesting on the game of Michel Jeck against Andrea Schöpp. So, from Renato, we are now in the seventh end. 2-1, tight game. So what do you think now is the next step?
Yeah, I think now it's about looking at the eighth end already. Score is really close, 2-1. Everything is open, and we've seen Binja Feltscher asking for a draw into the house already, and now it's a game of takeouts, and I think that's gonna be it for this end. There's gonna be a lot of takeouts, a blank end in the end. Everyone tries to not taking any risks and actually take the eighth and then to really put some pressure on the opponent.
Yeah, I think this is a kind of between end in a way that Team Tirinzoni will not ride this end. But let's say if there's a possibility to get two rocks in this end, I guess she will take the opportunity. So in other words, probably this is going to be a blank end, and then the eighth will be a decisive end. Well, if it's not this decided, there will be an extra end. But let's look now the next two ends to see if we will get into an extra end.
Exactly, and as far as I see, we will go into a quick commercial break. One spot and we'll be back.
So maybe to repeat again that we keep hosting these games. After the quarterfinal, we're going to have the semi-final, which follows at 11:30 to 13:30, and definitely we are following the final at 2:30 p.m. European time. But we have maybe some people all around the world, so it will be very interesting. To repeat, we have our 8 teams going into this quarterfinal, and out of these 8 teams, we're going to play the semi-final and then a final. So if you have questions or comments, please feel free to send us a mail at live@curlingchampionstour.org. There are certainly maybe some questions. Hope that we are in our commentary clear to explain you the game. Sometimes, like the 2 previous ends, it was special strategies to find out. Now this end, as we said earlier, it will be a quite of defensive end, meaning not many stones in the house, around the house. So you see the takeout after takeout, as the 8th end will be decisive.
Yeah, that's some interesting thoughts about the whole game. 7th end usually is about preparing the 8th end. Unless the score is already quite clear, there's usually not much going to happen in the 7th end. Everyone tries to put himself into a good position for the 8th.
Schön, sehr schön. 9-9. Schnase gut!
Ja, aber aussen ist nicht... Ja, ist gut. Schießt dann schon.
Ja.
Zusammenhalt!
Wo weg?
Merlin Albrecht here with that takeout, and they just said before they played it, she asked, "Can I hit it on the nose?" And Silvana answered, "Yes, you can, but don't hit it outside." In the end, they hit outside, but I think it still bites the rings. Still partially in the rings.
But I think even it would be not in the house, I think they would clear it anyway. I mean, they want to...
Yeah, definitely. They would clear it if it wasn't in the house. Now that they have a chance to actually roll into the house, they will probably do that. Or not. But at least the blue one is not in the house anymore. So, but now we will probably see the hit and roll again.
Well, there's still a possibility to do 2 out of it. I mean, it's not a biter, but actually you could do 2, but not now. Maybe she would try maybe at the end.
Yeah, but I think she wants to remove that stone now, because it gives options to Binja Feltscher, even though it's her own. That's good. That's good. As long as it's in the house, it's good. Okay. She doesn't want it in the front, because it just gives option to Binja Feltscher to hide one of her stones behind it. So they were quite lucky actually to hit it that way, but it's good.
I think so too. I think so too.
They just indicated that they actually tried to do a clearing there, and they were just lucky actually to hit it thin enough to get it into the house. It's good like that. It's okay.
Merci. Schön, wenn du es da eingestellt hast, dass du nicht kannst.
Oh,
Ja, ist gut.
So Feltscher-Tirinzoni with her second last stone in this end, trying to play the takeout. maybe stay in the rings or even clearing it. It doesn't really matter now. She's rolling outside a bit, and that's a good spot actually to stay. Binja Feltscher will now try to hit that blue rock and draw into the middle of the house. That's not really because she would be in a better position. It's only one stone in a house. The only reason for that is she wants to give a hard time to Feltscher-Tirinzoni, or at least make it as difficult as possible to hit the clearing. When she's in the middle of the house on both sides, there's much space. If Silvana doesn't hit the stone perfectly, she could end up staying in the rings, only scoring 1 point, and then Binja Feltscher would have the last stone in the last end, which would be a good advantage.
We are sweeping very hard. Maybe too much curl? What do you think? Oh,
it hits it, but it rolls out, so blank end here. Their Team Tirinzoni will just play that stone right through the house.
So, as you said, there will be clearing house, so blank end. So the 7th end is a blank end, is still 2-1 for Team Feltscher against Tirinzoni, meaning that Silvana Tirinzoni has the last rock in the 8th end. Well, now it will be a decisive end because she needs to write now 1, at least she wants 2 in order to win. If she has 1, then it will be an extra end, but Feltscher would have the last rock. So it's obvious that Team Tirinzoni is trying to do now 2 rocks. So I believe that the whole setup of this end will be different, meaning that Tirinzoni will try to have guards and draws and whatever, and Team Feltscher tries to have a kind of clear house, right?
I'm not really sure about that. It might be that Team Feltscher goes for a steal here as well. I think they play a centre guard here, or directly into the house, maybe even. The reason for that is quite easy. If you clear everything, the risk of getting a 2 is always there. So you rather be proactive and try to steal, while the other one is playing quite aggressive because he wants to make the 2 points. That way you get an open end, and you definitely get some stone into play to score in the end. Either of the 2 teams will definitely score.
Well, she indicated that she does now, Sandra Gantenbein does a draw around.
Exactly, Sandra Gantenbein will draw around the centre guard, and thereby also showing that Silvana Tirinzoni is not going totally aggressive strategy here. She wants to go around that centre guard. She only has to get 2 points in the end, right? So she does not need any corner guards for this. There is a guard in the centre now, and she can work with that.
So as she indicated, Binja Feltscher, she wants a heck weight takeout.
Yeah.
Exactly, Christine Ura here tries to play that hack right. Seems to be a bit light, and is on the centre guard already.
Wasn't really a back weight takeout, huh?
No, definitely not. It was probably a back 8. Back backline maybe at most, and that's a bit too light for what she tried to do. Curled too much and ended up in the guard, and that actually helps Feltscher-Tirinzoni a lot, because now she's got the 2 corner guards and one's down in the middle already.
Yeah. So maybe the clearing your house wouldn't be that the bad solution now. When you have now 2 corner guards of the yellow rocks.
7, 8.
Well, we look now.
Yeah, I think they have to play with what they have now. Try to make the best out of it. Still quite open, this game.
Bit long, huh?
Okay, gut so. Gut.
Yeah, you saw that it was a bit heavy, and they even swept it a bit further back, actually, themselves, because they did not want it to be an easy double takeout. So with that angle there, it's quite a difficult double. So you would probably only go for the single takeout and try to roll. Exactly, try to roll behind guard.
We zijn niet weg. We zijn niet weg.
Nein, wir sind nicht weg.
Wir haben Pützel.
Ziehen! Ah, langt nicht. Okay, gut. Wieder auf die andere Seite.
Well, it's a hit and stay.
Schreiben wir am Schluss.
Da musst du einen Elfer kommen, damit er nicht hinten drauf geht.
Ja.
Ja, 11.
So the intention is that the blue rock hit on the left side. That is a hit and roll going on the left side, right?
I'm not really sure on which side she wants to roll, actually, but I think so too. She tries to roll on the left side.
10,5. Die andere Seite.
The right side from this perspective, I think, but I don't think she's going left, I think. Yeah, she's going left.
Yeah.
Now there's a possibility for a double takeout. If she makes the double, actually, it doesn't really matter whether she rolls behind the guard or not.
Interesting. She's trying with an out turn handle, the double takeout.
I think you could play it both ways. Doesn't really matter. I think it's a matter of the player's preferences, whether he wants to play it inside or outside. Curls too much anyway.
Yeah. That was why my question, maybe in an in-handle it would be less curl, but okay, as you said, there's the preferences of the players, or maybe she looks the ice situation as well, right?
Exactly. It's their choice. You can play it both ways. I don't think it really matters. It's the same difficulty, more or less, from both sides. People tend to play more from the outside, but actually you could just as easy play it from the inside.
So Esther is trying to come around draw.
Viel Platz.
6. 5. 6. Sehr viel Platz. Sehr viel Platz. 6 wieder. Länge ist genug. 6. 5. 6. 6. 6. T-Line. Bis T-Line. 6. Nein. Nein. Nur 6.
Oh, nicht. Okay.
Well,
Immer so.
Wahrscheinlich ist es
Können wir
stehen.
an, ja? Huh?
There's 2 possibilities now. She can either roll to the left or to the right, but she definitely has to roll on one of these sides.
Das können wir gut.
She'd prefer to roll to the left side here,
Ja.
from this perspective. So they decided to play a takeout, not too heavy, but more or less bump her weight.
Ziehen. Ja. Oh. 10, 10,5. 10. Ziehen. Ziehen. Oh. Okay, gut. 10,5.
this is all the time if you want to take a left or right, but at the end it's exactly a stay.
It's exactly straight. Yeah, that's definitely not what she wanted. She would have expected it to curl a bit more there. it's not easy, definitely. We've seen that quite a lot today on this ice. They struggle a bit with the curl. They do not really get the rolls they're looking for.
Yeah, and then it's the decision of the skip. I mean, on one moment he has to decide, well, I want to take it now left or right. And then this is not easy.
Exactly.
We have come to the same situation probably. Okay, here's now a bit better, but still, you can still get...
you can still play the double
Three-quarters.
takeout, definitely. Should be okay, I think.
Would be even nice for a double takeout, right?
Yeah.
Kom zo.
Across the face and...
I think she will do with the
Oh, daar hebben we nog her.
in turn. Now she asked the question if takeout or just a freeze.
I think it's a difficult question, but I'm not really sure if a freeze at this moment would be the right idea. It's still third player stones,
4 left, yeah.
and if the freeze is not perfect here, you might actually face trouble with a third blue in the house.
Well,
So they decided to play the freeze, which is they take the risk, and maybe it's a good decision. Maybe we see that they're gonna end up with scoring that one.
Ga naar achter, is ook zo goed.
well, I think she feels sure to play the freeze. I mean, they discussed together and they had the possibility. So Irene Shori just decided, saying, "Okay, I can play the freeze." And I think this is important too. That you, if you see the player can do this.
Definitely, it's about confidence as well, and it's probably not a too bad call looking at it again. You have to take some risk now to really steal here in this end, because you got no center guard, you don't have anything that could cover you.
Well, not too bad.
Schön. Gut so. Schön.
It's okay. It's actually a really good result. If Silvana wants to remove the yellow stone from the house, she's got the risk to actually roll out herself. We can show that here. If she hits that stone, if she hits that stone here, she doesn't want it to end up here, so she has to hit it a bit on the inside, faces the risk of rolling here, or even further out.
Yeah.
So she can't play too heavy. She just indicated something between backline and hack white, but she definitely has to remove it. And if she removes it in a bad way, there's always a chance for Binja Feltscher to play a freeze right here, which then in turn would be put some pressure on Feltscher-Tirinzoni again.
This is now after T-line or back line. So still Marlene, the third, playing, huh?
Exactly, yeah. Marlene playing that hack weight takeout.
They have to dribble out. I think Seans
Curls a lot, definitely, yeah.
yeah.
Nog
Keep shot second, sorry. The yellow is second now. Quite important, right?
Quite important, definitely, and also giving some options to Binja Feltscher now. She can, as Irene Shori just indicated, play the hit and roll, cover behind the right guard. But I think Binja also tries to find some more options. She's not really sure about it yet. We see that she can play the hit and roll to this side, actually ending up here. She has to make sure that she's still shot or second rock. Blue would roll out somewhere here.
Ja, ist gut.
Well, I think this is what she tries to do. I was wondering why it's not wise to go on the left side, that the yellow rock would just go on the other side of the house, I mean on the left side, just
To separate the two.
yeah.
I don't think really in this end it's not about getting separation, it's about getting cover for your own stones. But that one picked up some dirt, and that's tough in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough. Tough thing in this situation to happen, because this might be the decision for this end.
Well, almost a game, huh? Now we can see again what happened.
It's difficult to see it from this perspective, but it might be it picked up something and
Da finde ich eigentlich auch nicht schlecht. Weil dann hat sie den Doppel nicht möglich.
Well, now again, possibilities for Team Tirinzoni.
yeah, Silvana's got a couple of different options. She just indicated that she does not want to remove the yellow stone, and I think
Also da fänden sehr gut.
the yellow stone here is open,
Die Länge haben.
but she does not, or partially open. She does not want to remove it because of the risk that she faces with the two blue stones in the back here. She might hit one of these, and she doesn't want to do that. What she wants to do actually is putting pressure on Binja Feltscher, either playing it here
Ja, finde ich auch besser.
or on the other side,
Was willst du?
somewhere around here. I think there's another guard in front here, somewhere around. So she might actually play either of the two. She decided now to play it here. Probably trying to partially cover the blue stone, and with that she's not giving an easy time or an easy shot to Binja Feltscher.
Vier, fünf. Fünfer, super. Fünf ist super. Ja, richtig ist super. Lang ist schon gut. Wow, dann, er muss noch gerlen. Bis 6. Wow.
Seems to be a bit heavy to me.
6. Ja, ja, 6. Super. 5. Bis 6. Genau da.
Well, it's exactly what actually she was looking for.
Exactly, it's what she tried to do. It prevents a roll. There is no possibility that Binja Feltscher could actually roll behind the guard, and at the same time, I think a double takeout is really tough. But they try to do it. They try to play it.
Yeah.
They try actually to play a double takeout and hit the blue one on the outside first, just touch it slightly, and then take the inside blue. It's a tough shot, actually. It's a tough call.
Yeah, because I mean,
And even if you make it, it's a tough situation because there's no shot that actually puts you in a safe situation. Even if you achieve to make that double takeout, you will have, if you don't remove it yourself, you will have the yellow in the back. But there's always the chance for Feltscher-Tirinzoni now to open to draw to the open house. I think one possibility they have to consider is how do I only give up 1 point and go to the extra end in this situation.
so it would be a straight hit and stay on the shot.
You might do that, actually. That might be, but then she could easily remove your stone and stay herself. So I think this is not really an option. One option would be, as she just indicated, to freeze on these two, or actually on the shot rock. If you have a freeze there, Silvana's forced to draw into the house. Might be a possibility.
Now we have some teamwork. I think this is very good that the players can discuss this really difficult and decisive stone. So everybody's joining the house and discussing a bit like we are doing. So I think this is very good.
Yeah, definitely. It's a team call, especially because this is going to be the decision of the game, and it's about going into the semi-finals. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But I think the pick they had with the first stone of Binja Feltscher was a quite decisive moment here.
Wir dürfen ja auch ein bisschen tappen, oder?
Nummer 4.
So they decided for, well,
Ja,
still
wenn
in discussion, but
I think they'll go for the freeze here.
Honestly,
Honestly, if anyone out there sees some more options, you're very welcome to give us an indication and tell us, hey, what about that stone or that shot? But honestly, I don't see much more. There's a double takeout, which is really tough to play, and then there's the freeze. It's good to see, actually. Thanks for the emails we just received. It's good to see that Canadian guys are up and running already. Must be quite early in the morning there. It was early for me to get up today, so I don't know what these guys do. Maybe they just came home from the bar.
Or they just have some other games to watch. I mean, this is nice that we get coverage from all over the world.
Final decision here.
Yep.
I think they're going for the takeout, actually.
Ja. Schon ein bisschen weniger?
Wow, that will be a hit, huh?
Yeah, I think they're going for a double takeout here and going to remove both. Yeah, she might have
was a bit on the right side.
She might have played it a bit wide. It hits. Oh, even that. Even that.
Yeah. Well,
okay, that game's over in that case.
Yeah. I mean, Feltscher-Tirinzoni doesn't play anymore. I think it was 3 blue rocks, so there was a final score of 4-2 for Team Tirinzoni. Well, it was bad luck at the end for Team Feltscher. I mean, Binja, her 7th stone. I mean, the first stone in the 8th end got maybe a dirt or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was a pick in that 7th stone had a pick, and that was the decisive moment here. It was a good game. They challenged each other. They kept the score open and really put all the pressure on the last end. Didn't really end up being a good day for Binja Feltscher's team, but it was interesting, and we're looking forward to the next draw, actually. The next draw will be at 11:30, will be the semi-final we'll cover. 11:30 Central European time. It's 10:30 right now, so in an hour from now, we will have the semi-final brought to you by Laola 1 TV from the Curling Champions Tour in Wetzikon, Switzerland. That was it from Mark Sterli and Renato Hackler. I think we will have an interview coming up right now. So an interview with one of the 2 skips, I assume. Mark's just gone out to get one of these girls. while we're waiting for these guys to get ready for the interview, I try to find out actually who's playing the next game. Ott won 5-3 over Gaspari. And then we have our featured game here. Feltscher-Tirinzoni against Binja Feltscher. That was Feltscher-Tirinzoni winning the game. Sidorova against Driendl. This is 7-2 in the end. And we've got Jackie Schepp, which is the last stone being played for Andreas Schepp. It's 4-3 right now for Jackie. Schepp's got the last stone, I assume, in this game, and we're waiting for that score.
Okay, congratulations, Silvana. It was a very nice game. I mean, very tough. We have seen the first ends quite tough. I mean, just having one stone and the other. How you feel about?
Well, I'm really happy that we won that game. I'm not satisfied how I played. I had a really bad game actually, and just happy that we still could win that game.
Well, it was tough in the beginning. I agree absolutely, and certainly decisive was now the 8th game. I mean, have you seen what happened exactly with the stone of Binja Feltscher?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it looked like it picked because it came out of her hand very round, and so it must have picked. I know her; she's not playing that bad, so it must have picked.
Well, it's certainly bad luck, exactly in a situation like that. I mean, her last stone was very difficult to play too, because your stone really was nice placed, so it was certainly must be a great stone she would play, right?
Yeah, I'm happy about my last one. Yeah, that was she had a really tough shot to go to the extra. I don't think the double was there, so yeah, she really had not much to play there. So the last one was a good shot.
Well, now we look quick. What would be your next opponent? I think you have seen it. It will be Miriam Ott, right?
Yeah, for the first time of the season we play Ott. Now it's about the 4th or 5th game against her, so we know each other very well, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game, I hope.
Well, very exciting game, because as you said, you played the first time this year. I mean, everybody's looking now what's gonna happen, right?
Well, that was a joke. We play each other a lot of time during the year, so yeah, that's not gonna be a new situation for us.
Okay, so I just wish you good luck for the next game. Hope to see you in the final, that we can have another interview as a winner. So just good luck.
Thank you very much.